Neat.
Yeah, so welcome to episode 1 of the Amityville podcast, the podcast where we'll be talking about shit that scares us every day. Not every day, but every time we do it. Anyways, the game I have running in the background that should not have my phone vibrate or make noise. The game I have running in the background is Gone Home. It's pretty good. I don't really think it's spooky, but it's pretty cool. It's got a good story, I think. But yeah. Anyways, joining me here today is Mitten Sama and
His lovely co-host.
I'm sorry. I said Mitten Sama and that made me break. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't
my
know.
my
I don't know why.
lovely
I don't know why you called me that. I don't know who that is.
otherwise known Shut the fuck up. Otherwise known as Alden. I'll be calling him Alden because it's my he's not my sugar daddy, but well, close enough.
You can
Um,
call me. You can call me AJ too. That works.
AJ.
Yeah, it's because my middle name.
Okay. All right. I am Connor. I'll be the host for well, the rest of the show. Um, I almost said evening. But tonight's topic is
The
the
Amityville horror.
yeah, the namesake of this podcast. Uh,
Yeah, we
basically,
thought we'd just get it out of the way early because it's a hoax. But
way to just fucking put everything down.
no, but I don't know. It's a nice way to kind of introduce as like the official first episode
mm-hmm. um,
instead of some side shit.
some fucking bullshit that we just came up with on the fly. Um, so we'll be basically talking about the events of the actual Amityville horror itself, being the murder of the family who lived there, and then we'll go into the hauntings, and then after the hauntings, we'll basically just talk about well why it's fake and bullshit, and most likely, most definitely bullshit. So, uh, yeah, let's start by fucking getting this shit going. Where the fuck is my phone and my notes?
Yeah, I need to pull up my notes and like I said, I also need to pull up like
The wiki.
the yeah, the actual fucking wiki.
Well, here's the murder. I got this off the wiki as well, so probably not right, but maybe it is. Um, on November 13th, 1974, Ronald DeFeo, I think that's how
DeFeo? DeFeo?
DeFeo, Defo, call him Defo Jr.
Defa.
Uh,
Yo, call it Defo.
Defo, come here, Defo. Where are you? Shot and killed 6 members of his family at 112 Ocean Avenue, a
Sounds
large.
like a party.
Oh, hey, Uncle Richard, didn't see you there. Oh, bye, Uncle Richard.
A thing about the murders where they were all asleep like in their bed and he went around and
Yeah,
fucking executed them with a 35.
I thought it was with an axe.
No, no, he did it with a 35. He shot all of them.
I thought like some of them he just
Those
actually
one,
went up with
those
an
one of
axe.
those one of the notes that I took was it was a
35.
32 caliber rifle or
Okay.
35, not 32, my bad. It was
All
a
right.
35 caliber rifle.
It was a large Dutch colonial house situated in a suburban neighborhood in Amityville on the south shore of Long Island, New York. He was convicted of second degree murder in November 1975, and in December 1975, George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children moved into the house after 28 days, and the Lutzes, that's a weird name, left the house claiming to have been terrorized by paranormal phenomena while living there, which basically, after we spoil the entire story and say that this is all fake, either they were schizos or they did it for attention. I like to believe that they were schizos. Anyways.
Um, I was gonna mention the siblings. The siblings, I believe, are 18-year-old Dawn, 13-year-old Allison, and 12-year-old Mark, and 9-year-old John, Matthew. Uh, they also called DeFeo Butch.
DeFeo
Was his
Butch.
Yeah, his nickname was Bush. Butch. His first name was Ronald.
Hey. Sorry, I thought you said Bush. I was like,
I slipped up on my words.
yeah.
Yeah, they call me Bush.
You want to see why they call me Bush?
You want to see me invade the Middle East?
Oh my god. um.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's not get political.
Yeah. Um. When the Lutz family moved in on December 19th in 1975, much of the DeFeo family's furniture was still in the house because it was included for $400 as part of the deal. A friend of George Lutz learned about the history of the house and insisted on having it blessed. At the time, George was a non practicing Methodist and had no experience of what this would entail. Kathy was a non practicing Catholic and explained the process. George knew a Catholic priest named Father Ray who agreed to carry out the house blessing. Um, uh, Father Mancuso was a lawyer, judge of the Catholic Church, and psychiatrist or psychotherapist who lived at the local Sacred Heart Rectory. He acted to perform the blessing while George and Kathy were unpacking their belongings on the afternoon of December 18th, 1975. Um, Basically, he flicked some holy water, just kind of like flicked it in there with his little. He just dipped his finger in holy
Hold on,
water,
I kind of
flicked it in.
I didn't necessarily like zone out, but I didn't really catch. Did you mention the part where DeFeo had pretty much said that the spirits caused him to do it?
I did not read that part. I actually didn't even have
Um,
that.
yeah, okay, so he was saying that the evil presence inside of the house um forced him to kill his family.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Wait, this was okay. So he was still alive after he committed the murders, and the family moved in, right?
maybe not. I might be reading this wrong. You can probably read it from the screenshot I sent you. Which is what I was losing my shit at. I'm not even gonna hide it because you started laughing too. Uh,
Yeah, you you texted me that, and I'm like,
well, that's why you were talking, and I was reading through this little article while you were talking, and I fucking I see this ad, and then I look at the picture, and, and I just lose my fucking mind. So I had to mute myself.
so after dipping his finger in Belle Delphine bathwater and flicking it inside of the house, yes, they had Belle Delphine's bathwater back then.
Yeah, in the
Um,
70s.
he flicked it into the house, and a masculine voice demanded that he get out. It was actually Belle Delphine's favorite stalker, the guy who vaped her bathwater. Um,
It's pyrocynical.
yeah. When leaving the house, Father Mancuso did not mention this incident to either George or Kathy on December 24th, 1975. Father Mancuso called George Lutz and advised him to stay out of the second floor room where he had heard the mysterious voice, the former bedroom of Mark and John Matthew DeFeo. that Kathy planned to use as a sewing room, but the call was cut short by static following his visit to the house. Father Mancuso allegedly developed a high fever and blisters on his hands similar to stigmata. At first, George and Kathy experienced nothing unusual in the house. Talking about their experiences subsequently, they reported that it was as if they were each living in a different house. I
Okay, so let's jump back to the past a little bit. Um,
All right.
so for one, Butch or Ronald DeFeo. Let's just call him Ronald. Ronald
Ronald
had.
McDonald. You didn't get a Happy Meal.
um, let's I don't want to skip this, but okay, so Ronald had uh issues with drug and alcohol.
Okay.
Um, and the reason being is this is read from the website All That Is Interesting, who has a really good article on the subject. It says what we do know is that Ronald DeFeo Jr.'s childhood was it was sorry. I'm having a little bit of a brain fart.
It's all right.
It was kind of comfortable, but it wasn't really content. His father was abusive and overbearing, and uh his mother kind of wasn't all there. Um,
Okay. So she was a little bit batshit crazy. Yeah.
so he grew up and he starts to run into issues with drug and alcohol by age 18. Ronald held a job at a family-owned auto dealership, but he rarely really bothered to show up.
Mm-hmm.
On the day that he killed everybody, um, he left work early because he was bored. Well, as far as we know, that was a normal thing he would do. He went to meet his friends at a bar. Um, he was calling his house and stuff, and nobody was answering, and he was complaining. So maybe there was like some sort of like mental motive, even if like that just kind of shows a motive right
Well,
there.
I mean, if he was complaining about like the crust on his sandwiches, like I think like that's it's pretty it's pretty detrimental. I'd say. Yeah.
Well, more so with, more so with his both of his parents being not great. We could say like not the ideal parent.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm a little slow. Some of this I'm like just now reading off of this website. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of trying to scroll over it and try not to read it verbatim.
Yeah. You're good. You're good.
Uh, so it says that he entered the bar at 6 a.m. and he was yelling, "You gotta help me! I think my mother and father are shot. Are shot." So
Mm-hmm.
he goes to the bar after he fucking murders his parents
This is fun already.
and his siblings. So six people. He murdered six people and went to the bar and was like, "Holy shit! I think my parents were shot."
Mm-hmm.
And it was a high-powered 35. So so he executed.
He executed.
Yeah, Order 66.
Do it.
He had to kill all the Jedis.
Kill all the younglings.
That's fucked up.
Am I wrong?
I have the high ground now.
It's over.
I have the high ground. That's what you wake up to.
He's looking down at him like, who's got the high ground now?
Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Uh,
So
go ahead. That's really all I had to say. It was kind of put together, but I do have stuff about his trial here. So
George would wake up around 3:15 every morning and would go out to check the boathouse. Later, he would learn that this was the estimated time of the DeFeo killings. The house was plagued by swarms of flies despite the winter weather. Kathy had vivid nightmares about the murders and discovered the order in which they occurred and the rooms where they took place. The Lutz children also began sleeping on their stomach in the same way that the dead bodies in the DeFeo murders had been found. Kathy would feel a sensation as if being embraced in a loving manner by an unseen force. In other words, the dad was being unfaithful. George discovered a small hidden room around 4 feet by 5 feet behind shelving in the basement. The walls were painted red and the room did not appear in the blueprints of the house. The room came to be known as the Red Room. This room had a profound effect on their dog Harry, who refused to go near it and cowered as if sensing something ominous. There were cold
this is just
spots.
the prequel to Coraline. This is the house that they moved into.
This is the
She crawls
exact
through that
house.
tunnel.
She
Yeah,
crawls into that little red room and then she ends up into the other world. Yeah.
yeah, and they're all like, "Let me put buttons on your eyes."
In little unknown fact, but the family from Coraline is the exact same family, the Lutz family that moved into the that moved into the Amityville house.
I
Um,
let's talk about Coraline later. I'd like to talk a little bit about something with that with you, I guess.
yeah, no, absolutely, I love fucking Coraline.
Yeah, so do I. It's fantastic. All
I
right,
I
continue.
fucking love Coraline. Not
All right, hold on.
yeah.
Let's go on a little tangent. Can we talk about how good Coraline is and how great of a children's horror movie it is?
I
Just for a second, it's really good.
It's really fucking good.
The
Like,
part where they're in the room with like the mirrors and shit, and the little dead boys, the little dead ghosties, are
oh
coming up, and they're
yeah,
all like, "Coraline, they're gonna fucking kill you."
like I used to think the mom was hot from like that like movie. Like at first, like
Oh
first
hell
time I
yeah!
saw her, I was like, oh, she's really like pretty or whatever. And then like the other
She'd
mom
be like, "Let me,
turns into
let me,
like,
let me give you, take my eyes, give me your eyes."
I'd let her take my eyes any day.
Oh
No,
God, yeah.
she transforms, and then I'm like, oh my fucking god, never mind. Please don't touch my
Dude,
penis.
okay. I went to go see that movie in theaters, and I kind of remember that movie. Like, you remember the part where Coraline walks in on the old bitches doing gymnastics and shit, like swinging like trapeze stuff.
In the other world,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I absolutely remember them being naked in the theater.
I actually don't know because I had the DVD version. I don't think I even ever saw
I, d-
the
I don't
movie
think.
on.
I think it's not real. Like, I think I just misremembered. But I swear to God, they
You
were
want to
naked.
see naked old ladies? Your fucking brain is
And I remember
subliminally.
my brain thinking, "This is kind of fucked up for a kids movie."
I
And
thought
then
it
I
was
kind of
fucked up for a kids movie anyways, because she's like, I'm
oh
gonna take
yeah,
your
yeah.
eyes and shit.
The whole eyes thing was kind of fucking horrifying, to be honest.
Yeah. Like one of the coolest things is I actually read the book, and in the
I
book
want to.
in the book for Coraline, it like references the tunnel that Coraline goes through as a living thing, like the way it talks about it, which makes me
Well,
think,
it kind of moves in jostles like a living thing in the
yeah, like it's like the throat of some type of like,
yeah, yeah. It's like you're crawling down into the belly of a beast or something.
which
If you kind of catch the metaphor, I guess.
like I think is pretty interesting because like when you consider it, like what if like it's just an entire like area just inside of the stomach of just some giant beast, and like the other mother is like, oh yeah, feed the beast and I'm powerful or whatever, and she's just doing that through the like children she takes the eyes of,
Yeah, yeah.
and
That's fucking scary.
like it's
I heard the cat was kind of a dick in the fucking book.
um I don't actually know. I can't
Either that,
remember.
or
I
I don't
think
remember if the cat was even. Maybe the cat wasn't a thing in the book.
I remember like some mention of a cat. I'd say
I gotta read that book. I'll
yeah,
probably put it on
it's
my
a good
backlog.
book.
Maybe we can you can brush up on it a little bit, and I'll give it a
We
read.
can do it as like a mini episode for a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, there were cold spots and odors of perfume and excrement um, in
Uh,
areas
like
scat
I said,
sex
sounds like a party.
in areas of the house where there were no wind
Little did they
drafts
know the former owners were German.
or piping would explain the source. While tending to the fire, George and Kathy saw the image of a demon with half of his head blown out. It was burned onto the suit in the back of the fireplace. The Lutz's 5-year-old daughter,
Is
Missy,
hold on,
developed.
hold on, hold on. Is there a picture of that?
Um, you could look it up. Maybe there is.
Uh, you
The
said it was on a fireplace?
It was on the back of the fireplace. It was burned into the soot.
Okay.
The Lutz's 5-year-old daughter, Missy, developed an imaginary friend named Jody, a demonic pig like creature with red glowing eyes. In the early morning hours of Christmas Day, George looked up at the house after checking on the boathouse and saw Jody standing behind Missy at her bedroom window. When he ran up to her room, he found her fast asleep with a small rocking chair slowly rocking back and forth. A stereotypical horror trope. George would wake up to the sound of the front door slamming. He would race down the stairs to find the dog sleeping soundly at the front door. Nobody else heard the sound, although it was loud enough to wake the house. George would hear what was described as a marching band tuning up, or what sounded like a clock radio playing not quite on frequency. When he went downstairs, the noise would cease. George realized that he bore a strong resemblance to Ronald DeFeo Jr. and began drinking at the Witch's Brew, the bar where DeFeo was once a regular customer. When closing Missy's window, which Missy said Jody climbed out of, Kathy saw red eyes glowing at her. And while in bed, Kathy received red welts on her chest caused by an unseen force that was levitated 2 feet in the air. Um, there's a lot of pretty much the rest of this is uh, pretty much just like these are their experiences, and for the most part their experiences are just like, oh, there's a demon, there's a demon, there's a demon,
Yeah,
this is
yes,
a demon.
I saw a spooky ghost. I think I heard something. Spooky ghost. I think I heard something.
um
Uh, which is kind of, I guess, a common like thing in
I
ghosting ghoulies.
I think this is actually kind of funny. George tripped over a 4 foot high China lion ornament in the living room.
What a fucking idiot!
You actually thought that was just funny.
What an
um
absolute idiot! What a fucking moron!
it adds on.
What if after killing like everybody in the house, he goes and he's holding the gun and he trips and he blows his own fucking head off?
He just tripped over the Chinese lion. The Chinese lion was the guy who orchestrated it all. He was the mastermind. Yeah.
Oh
Um.
fucking god damn it!
Uh. Anyways, after this, after tripping over the lion, George found bite marks on one of his ankles, and the lion would actually reappear in the living room after George had moved it back upstairs into the sewing room. The lion's the fucking mastermind. He's the demon.
He's the reason why I killed all those people.
He's been telling me.
To be fair, I don't know if you want me to like spoil some of the stuff, but I have some court stuff written down about just small things about the trial, like what he pleaded, and stuff like that.
Absolutely. We can cover that right now.
Okay, so uh, for one, Ronald pleaded insanity.
As any sane person would do when they've killed someone.
Yeah, yeah. he stated that he had heard voices telling him to kill, the people in his house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the prosecution had argued that while the drug abuse DeFeo was, of course, troubled, he knew that he knew what he was doing whenever he killed those people.
Mm-hmm.
So the jury convicted him of second-degree murder and sentenced him to six current or concurrent sentences of 25 years to life. Six 25-year to life sentences.
Jeez.
So, um,
So he's definitely not out at
I'm
all.
pretty sure he's probably dead in prison. Uh,
Yeah. Well, I mean, he killed kids. I'm pretty sure like prisoners in there
but
will be like, "Yeah, dude, you're next."
so that we know he's really not like he's not lying. He's just or he is he is a fucking liar. Um, he changed his story and he alleged that his sister Dawn killed their father and their distraught mother killed all the siblings in this scenario. And he only killed his mother is how he's telling or how he was telling it after the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then he tells the story again in 1990. Um, that he has Don shooting all everybody
Yeah.
before he kills himself. So he blames it all on the dead. Um,
Okay. So he changed up the story.
yeah, three times. His story changed three times.
Okay.
From voices told me to do it to my sister, and then my mother, and then me, to my dad did it. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't I don't understand like what the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck?
This
Yeah.
dude is clearly like fucked up.
Well,
Um
yeah, obviously. He's
he
fucked up.
he killed all of his everybody in his like immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
Like his siblings, his parents, all that. Like all their lives cut short because this dude had a hissy fit because his childhood wasn't really the best.
His mom wasn't properly cutting off the crust of his
Yeah,
fucking sandwiches.
and his dad liked to use him as a punching bag. So I guess it's fair. I got to you got to practice target, or you got to practice the shooting skills from point blank range.
I mean, he's probably a good shot. Maybe, maybe, maybe he was doing it from the doorway. He's like, "Dad, could you like move your head?" Yeah, thank you.
Uh,
It,
so there people moved into the house after all this.
yeah, and it's not even like a year after, right? It was like,
Uh, it was yeah, it wasn't like too long. I don't have an exact thing. All I know is that they were only in the house for 28 days.
28 days later.
Yeah, and that's what like all the movies and shit are based off of is the 28 days of living in the Amityville house.
So the entire series of 28 days later is just.
But do we want to start going into the hoax stuff or
I have a
do you
few
want
more
to
things
yeah,
for.
go ahead, just cue me in whenever you want to talk about the hoax shit cuz
So,
I have hoax shit.
George and Kathy carried out a blessing on January 8th, 1976. George held a silver crucifix while they both recited the Lord's Prayer. While in the living room, George allegedly heard a chorus of voices asking them, "Will you stop?" Um, honestly, that
Why won't you stop?
will you stop?
like an opera.
An opera retelling of the story.
And then he shot his parents.
Then he shot his parents. Point blank. Maybe he got a few feet out.
And then he moved off to his siblings.
Oh my god. That sounds awful. By mid January, after another attempt at a house blessing by George and Kathy, they experienced what would turn out to be their final night in the houses. The Lutzes declined to give a full account of the events that took place on the occasion, describing them as too frightening. In other words, they had no idea what the fuck to say, because they already said the demon ectoplasm is Slimer from fucking Ghostbusters. After getting in touch with Father Mancuso, the Lutzes decided to take some belongings and stay
It's Father Magusta.
Magusta?
He comes in with a big fucking Magusta
he, he says no Magusta, and then the fucking demons exercise.
Father, we need you to bless this, and then he's like, he walks around.
No
with
Magusta.
Flicking it, he's just like, no Magusta. His head is oversized, so he can't fit into every room.
He's like, can you guys like widen the door a bit? And they're like, no, we can't. We got the back door. Do you want to come in through there? No, I'll just go in through the window.
No. They're like, do you want to come through the back door? And he's like, no, me gusta.
No me gusta. There's a demon like right in front of him, and he just exercises it. No me gusta.
He's poorly drawn, so like all of his edges are knocking over the people's shit.
Like he walks by a vase, and he's like, just all you see is the vase just scratches. He's like, no me gusta. He pretends he exercises. Oh my god.
He trips and lands.
Secret fact is he actually Mancuso isn't actually the real exorcist. It's Mangusta. Mangusta was locked into the red room and never allowed out.
Alright, so that's his name now, Magusto. We cannot refer to that man.
Mangusto?
Yeah, Mangusto. Yeah, Magusto.
After...
God, memes.
It's like 2009 memes, too.
Only 2009 bottom
Haha,
text.
funny.
Bottom text.
Bottom text, top text. After getting in touch with Father Mangusta, God, that shit scared me.
Rage.
There was lightning that just went off in game, and it scared the shit out of me. After getting in touch with Father,
smacking them cheeks.
It's Mangusta. He's going, no me gusta.
Goes back around.
The Litzes decided to take some belongings and stay at Kathy's mother's house near Deer Park, New York, until they had sorted out their problems with the house. They claimed that the phenomena followed them there, with the final scene of Ance's book describing a greenish-black slime coming up the stairs towards them on January 14th, 1976.
It is such bullshit, dude.
George and Kathy Lutz left their I almost said they left their 3 children.
They're like,
take the kid! Take the kids! We don't want them!
With their ectoplasm dissolves them.
Have you seen that one video where it's like
is it the commercial?
It's like
the
Jammers or something, and like the kids just melt together.
Yeah, it was made by I think it was Rocket Jump. Did you see the fucking uncensored version where he's throwing up on the kid's face and his face is melting?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I saw that. You have like that one football player, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
That video is my favorite, dude.
Honestly, coming up the stairs towards them on January 14th, 1976, George and Kathy Lutz, with their 3 children and their dog Harry, left 112 Ocean Avenue, leaving all of their possessions behind. The next day, a mover arrived to remove the possessions to send to the Lutz. He reported no paranormal phenomena while inside the house. The book was written after Tam Mossman.
Tomasman.
And An
Yeah, I guess.
editor at the publishing house Prentice Hall introduced George and Kathy Lutz to Jay Anson. The Lutzes did not work directly with Anson, but submitted around 45 hours of tape recorded recollections to him, which were used as the basis of the book. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Anson is said to have based the title of the Amityville horror on the Dunwich horror by H.P. Lovecraft. He's a great author, by the way.
He's
Just
also a
thought I'd
horrible
plug him.
racist. He's
But
also
he's
a
a great
horrible
author, so
racist.
it's kind of okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Not the
so
racist part, but the.
so about the Lutzes,
Yep.
George and Kathy. So they're both liars and fraudulent people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's go over this a little bit. As this is as admitted by them. Um, they said we created this horror story over many bottles of wine. It is all a hoax. Um, so a lawsuit was brought against them because of their book publishing thing. Uh,
Who was affected by it?
okay, so this is what it says. Weber has since brought a lawsuit against the Lutzes for taking the story, which is in like quotations, which I don't know why. So, taking the story of the haunting to another publishing partner, he demanded a share of the profits, which would be $60 million. But he eventually settled out of court for 2,500 plus 15,000 for his services connected with the book and subsequent movie. So,
George
okay,
must be
so
giving good head.
um let's put this into perspective. This man's uh pretty much out of $60 million, he got $17,500 for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of 60 million that he wanted. And you have to think this man has to pay his lawyer too. So how
Mm-hmm.
much of that money did he really get?
Oh shit.
Like he pretty much sued them for fucking nothing.
Like, yeah.
Um so
Wow.
do you think there's validity to any of these Amityville stories, man? Let's
Honest,
get into opinion time.
honestly, like when it came to the Amityville horror itself, like I used to really like look at the Amityville horror and say like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, you know, yeah, yeah. Like when it comes to like ghosts, I like to believe that there may be a possibility that right now there's a ghost of a dead individual who died in a car uh, the day before a charity. Um,
Paul
uh,
Walker?
yeah. Just
That's not
beating.
true. I saw him drive away at the end of that one Fast and
Okay,
Furious
look, that
movie.
was a ghost. That was a ghost. It's all Hollywood ghosts. You know, you can catch them in Hollywood, so they're real. But
Fun fact
anyway,
about that, they actually used his brother as a body double for the scene where he's standing on the beach with his kid.
no fucking way.
Yeah, yeah, because dude, him and his brother look almost fucking identical. It's almost scary.
It's Saul Rocker or Saul Walker.
Saul Walker.
It's just the only different is like the S and the P.
He fu- he fucking he works like a normal desk job.
He's like, why couldn't I be like, my brother's dead? Guys, I could be an actor.
Uh, okay, but you were gonna say something.
Like, I like to believe that there are ghosts, but like, when it comes to like ghosts and shit like that, like, honestly, like from everything I was reading, like honestly, it sounded like just bullshit. Like the
Yeah,
moment they
especially the
said
green goo. The green goo thing
the
is
green
like
goo, like fucking ectoplasm, really, like really, just
like
fucking
Slimer comes crawling up the fucking stairs.
Slimer's like, I smell coochie. He's
I'm
coming
gonna
up the
slime.
stairs.
He and also like so I'm coming at this differently from you. I don't believe in most of the paranormal stuff. I believe in like aliens and stuff. Otherwise, like religiously, I'm not religious at all.
Well, like,
Not even slightly. I don't believe in ghosts. Uh, I don't believe in like demons and all that. So I'm pretty. I guess I'm pretty like secular in
hmm
everything I believe. So coming at this story for me was for one I already knew like some of the hoax shit beforehand.
hmm
So, so there's that. Uh, but also I like to always come at like stories like this with I take them with a grain of salt.
yeah, I think without a doubt, like stories about like ghosts and shit always kind of interest me because if ghosts are real, then what else is real? Um, it's like something nice to believe in. Like right now,
I
my
hope all
grandma,
aliens look like Liara.
like right now, my grandma's watching me be a fucking disgrace, and she's like, "Yeah,
Okay,
that's my
one
disgrace."
okay one thing I hate about the idea of ghosts is like if you're being haunted, don't them ghosts like watch you beat your meat? Like your
Yeah.
grandmother's standing there and like, oh, oh,
Oh, you grew quite big, didn't you?
oh no, you took that into a way darker place. I was just like, oh, she's shocked. You're like, whoa, your willy's big.
You grew into a big boy, didn't you?
We used to call you Pee Wee.
Yeah, I remember when you used to say your wee wee was tickling. Now look at you,
Now we call you Tonka.
Tonka. Oh my god! What is it, German?
Tonka's a fucking Native American name.
No,
It's
fucking.
so lit.
The way you said Tonka sounded fucking German. Tonka. Ooga booga. Fucking. Anyways, like for ghosts and shit, I do like to believe they exist. So like, the idea of a ghost existing, yeah. The idea of like demons and shit, not really. Like, if demons
Well, actually,
exist,
ghosts.
if demons
Huh.
exist, I'd go find a succubus and be like, hey.
Yeah,
Um,
dude. Like, I don't care if I die in the end. It's gonna be the best nut.
as long as I get that post clarity nut that gives me like fucking like depression afterwards, like
She
just
has like crotch
go ahead.
goblins or something.
Oh my. We are the coochie goblins, the coochie correctors.
They go, they go, right after you finish, they all grab onto you and push you in. She devours you from the bottom.
Oh my god.
You get folded
I'm
like a
going to
chair.
consume your Middle East.
You look like a folding chair backwards.
You're like, wait, why are there so many hands on me? Like, this ain't cool. You're just getting like
Just your-
sucked in.
It's like being vacuumed up.
It's like she just starts like turning into a massive portal. You're like, this isn't the Nether.
It's the coochie nether.
This is the Coochie Nether, home of the Coochie Cuddlers.
I should have said it's the nether regions.
The Nether Realms.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we are the coochie goblins.
We caress her coochie. Um. So yeah.
It's the thing from Demon Slayer.
Oh my god.
Not Demon Slayer, but Goblin Slayer, my bad. I'm getting my Slayer shows mixed up.
Your Slayer.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just so drunk.
It's all right.
I'm not
Um,
actually. I'm not actually.
no, before every show, I inhale an entire vat of alcohol beverage shit. Yeah. Mm.
Dude, it doesn't help that we have this thing that's called Brewtober, where it's just like this thing that you go and you try all these October beers.
Oh, is it like
It's like
what's the,
Oktoberfest. It's like Oktoberfest.
yeah, like Oktoberfest in Germany. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah, it's pretty much that, but it's like all October,
I
which I
have,
don't know if Oktoberfest is all October,
I
but
think Oktoberfest is all October. I think
yeah,
it's in
dude,
like one
I wish I
city.
was fucking German.
I honestly want to go on a trip to like Germany to go to Oktoberfest at some point. Maybe we'll do that one day. I don't know. But me and you will have a gay butt tickling session after we get really drunk. That'll be for the after hours though. Um,
Whatever you say, homo.
all right, you Homo sapien, chill out. Um, but yeah, no, like it's shit like this is like it really makes it hard to actually validate an opinion in believing like haunted shit, like like spooky shit. Like it's like seeing is believing. Like until the day I see God come up in front of me and say, "Hey man, like the shit you've been watching at night, like I know what you watch." Like
Yeah, but
you literally need to like
religious people will. Okay, this is gonna kind of turn like maybe a little serious. Religious people will just kind of throw the argument back at you. Well, you can't see air or gravity, and then you just look at them, and then you're like, you're a fucking moron. You're a fucking idiot.
yeah, you can't see you can't really see glass if it's clean enough. Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. Well, and then they'd be all like, okay, well, you can't see God. It doesn't mean He doesn't exist. It's like, well, you, the it's Sky Fairy, dude. Sky Fairy.
Sky Fairy. Like for me,
Harry Potter holds just as much weight to me as the Bible.
yeah, there's like kids out there who are like at Hogwarts listening in on this right now, and they're like,
Shout out to all
"How
my
the fuck does he
Slytherin.
know?" Hagrid.
Did you okay? Did you know that like the wizards, like the head wizards and shit, did like they poop themselves and then they would use a spell to like teleport the feces to like some alternate dimension.
Did J.K. Rowling tell you this, or like what's the?
Yes, yes,
Oh my god! I've always wanted to know how did Snape take a shit.
dude. Okay, I love Harry Potter.
I do
Um,
too.
I adore Harry Potter. I'm a big old Harry fucking Potter fan. I like Harry Potter a
I
lot,
like
and I'm
Harry
not
because it covers me in his hair. Yeah.
I'm not scared to admit that I really really like Harry Potter. Um, God, I fucking hate J.K. Rowling.
I think I hate her
I
like
dislike her
recent
as
actions.
I hate her just as much as I hate the author of The Witcher.
Oh yeah, didn't he try to sue like CD
Yes,
Project Red? Yeah, he
yeah,
did.
and then they pretty much told him to go fuck himself.
Okay, I know
It's
this
because
is like
he made a shitty business decision. It's fucking not CD Projekt Red fault that they make good games. Sorry, get good, scrub.
I
That's literally the only reason I know about your books.
I would like to make a mini episode at some point on the podcast for a for The Witcher 3 because there are some segments that are actually really good as horror, and it's specifically in the like
Blood and
Hearts of
Wine.
Stone and Blood and Wine area.
Yeah, Blood and Wine is really good about that. There's a lot of lore that we could go into, and plus we both like sunk ungodly amounts of hours into that game.
New game
S-
plus 5.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I've sunk so much fucking time into that game that I. It's same with Dark Souls. We can do episodes on Dark Souls since those are like weird fucking cosmic horror games. Same with
I think
Bloodborne.
more Bloodborne than Dark Souls
Dude,
really, but
have you beat
Bloodborne
Bloodborne?
and Dark Souls I have not actually.
We're going.
I
We're
have
going
seen
to
the
play through
story.
that. We are
Yeah,
going to play through that.
we will at some point.
Um,
Um I think
Maybe a
prim.
hint to a future Let's Play.
Mm. Homie, homie, please. Um, Pretty much though, like in terms of like, God, in terms of like all this like bullshit that like J.K. Rowling spits out after the fact her books are done, like pretty much at this point she just wants people to pick it up. Like the moment you
Like,
told me like they have like space, like fucking magic that like teleports their shit to like another realm, like I was like, I kind of want to read a book see if they tell me that
and then
explicitly.
and then J.K. Rowling also likes to kind of she will rewrite history sort of. Like they did a stage play for this Harry Potter story that was only ever adapted into a stage play. It was written by J.K. Rowling.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called The Cursed Child, and it was about Harry's kid.
Mm-hmm.
Hermione is fucking black.
Sorry. I took one of my things off. What?
And it's not so much that Hermione is black that bothers me because I don't care, to be honest. But
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling is literally trying to rewrite. She was like, I never said she was white, and it's like, bitch, how many black people do you see with red hair?
Like e-girls. Like there's
Wendy's cosplayers.
the one chick
That's
who
what Hermione
plays
grows up into.
Starfire, and
Stop. 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 We don't we don't talk about that Teen Titans. That Teen Titans doesn't exist.
No, it
I
does.
like to
It
call it. I
does.
like to. No, it doesn't.
It does.
Shut the
It's
fuck
not
up.
Teen Titans, but it exists. We need to at
Shut
least
the
acknowledge that it exists.
fuck
For the
Batman.
for the pure comedy gold that is fuck Batman.
You know what's
I
bad?
feel the darkness and it feels good.
Doom
Yeah.
Patrol fucking slaps.
I actually want to watch Doom Patrol, but I don't want to pay
Doom
for their
Patrol.
premium service.
Doom Patrol. I found it by other means. But yeah, Doom Patrol is really, really good. They butchered Young Justice. The animation is fucking horrid now, and it's not really the slightest interesting. So
I
I don't want Teen Titans to ever come back because I don't want them to do what they've done to Young Justice.
I'll be completely honest. I legitimately hate, and I mean I hate a lot of like DC characters because it feels mostly edgy and
They
like
have
some.
Uncle Sam is a DC character.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm a little interested in the DC universe.
Yeah,
Just a little.
exactly. Shut the fuck up.
His backstory is not a lot of people came for when he said he wanted them.
Um,
Um,
I'm gonna go see Joker, by the way.
I
Hold on, we're
God,
done. We're done with the topic. Fuck it. Let's go off and just talk about just a little bit of random shit, just to extend the podcast length,
yeah, of
because
course,
we're disgusting.
we're filthy
This
fucking pigs.
maybe
Um,
we'll do this at the end of episodes where we don't really have a lot to talk about, where we have like a
yeah,
subject and we get through it faster than what we
I
thought.
think that'll be completely fair.
Eh,
Yeah, I want to see Joker. I've
I'm
heard a
gonna go
lot of
see it.
good things.
I'm gonna go see it Wednesday. My friend came in to where I work and talked to me because he went to go see it.
Hmm.
So he wants to go see it with me and a
Yeah,
bunch of other people. So I'm getting together the same group of people pretty much that I went to go see Midsummer with.
if I fly over there, will you guys buy me a ticket?
Yes.
All right,
Um,
I'll be there tomorrow.
but yeah, I'm gonna go see that. I heard it's really good.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's gonna take my movie of the year from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
From what I have heard, it is an amazing movie. Our mutual friend James went to go see it, and he
Correct.
I don't know what he thinks about it, but he was really pumped to go see it. And honestly, I just want Joker to say we live in a society, or if he doesn't say we live in a society, I can't expect him to say the other word that anybody who likes Joker would know he would probably say. But If he says something about gang weed or posse
Gangly.
cocaine or squad tobacco, I'll be satisfied with the movie. I think I'm really excited for the movie, to be honest.
My okay, so my prediction, you want to hear my prediction for how the movie's gonna end?
How?
So, Joaquin Phoenix is gonna walk in to like this major situation where he's gonna meet like this equally as crazy guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and as he walks in, there's a man sitting in a chair behind a desk. And the chair's turned around and he's looking out a window. And Joaquin Phoenix goes in and he's like, "Who are you?" And then we hear, "This is only gonna hurt a lot."
Okay, I think this is the funniest thing. So Jared Leto, like when he was asked about Joaquin Phoenix being
Yeah, he
Joker over
apparently he
him,
was
he
really
was
upset about
really
it.
upset and hurt because they casted Joaquin Phoenix instead of him, and I actually laughed because I'll be honest, Jared Leto is like by far the cringiest and least favorite Joker of any Joker that I've ever seen. I actually
I'm starting to like genuinely dislike Jared Leto. I liked Jared Leto. And now
mhm.
he's ruining 30 Seconds to Mars. He has some cult on a fucking island. And
Hold up, hold up, hold up. He has a cult on an island.
yes.
Now this is news. Let's talk about this. I want to hear about this.
He has a cult on an island. Hold up, there's even like an official website. Let me this is kind of last second. Let me find my phone and pull that up.
I'm looking up Jared Leto cult right now.
Hey Jamie, pull that up. This is fucking Joe Rogan podcast. Uh,
30
Jared
Seconds to Mars. Jared Leto started a cult because of course he did.
Yeah, it's okay. So, so he ruined 30 Seconds to Mars. He ruined Joker, and now
The
he's a cult leader.
echelon. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. This
Uh,
is like
I still love him in Blade Runner 2077. Not Blade. Wait, that's Cyberpunk 2077. 2049. My bad. I have the movie on Blu-ray sitting
we
right
are
in front
going
of
to
me.
we are going to fucking play the shit out of Cyberpunk 2077 on like a
Oh God, yeah,
stream or
dude.
something. I am absolutely fucking
I think it's gonna be
excited.
multiplayer. I think it's gonna be like there's
They're
gonna be
adding
multiplayer
multiplayer, but I think
integration.
the multiplayer is going to be more like a GTA style. Maybe not
I
like.
hope you can. No, I thought they said something about the campaign being playable in maybe
I mean,
like a co-op or something.
we can see. They said that they plan on adding it later on in the story, or later
But
on in the game, like
maybe not.
lifespan.
I genuinely wouldn't care if even if they just did a
Even if it
Cyberpunk
was single player,
2077
I think it would still
GTA.
be worthwhile. Yeah.
Oh fuck
Uh.
yeah, dude! The Witcher 3 is my. Okay, I've run into a problem, Connor.
Uh huh.
I don't know what my favorite game is, and let me tell you why. I replayed Red Dead Redemption 2 recently,
Mhm.
and I replayed The Witcher 3 recently.
Mhm.
I overall I like those games for both separate reasons. But as a
Mhm.
desert island game, I would go with The Witcher, right?
Mhm.
But if I wanted like to sit down and have a meaningful story with loads of content, animals, hunting, all that, I'd go to Red Dead because Red Dead feels so alive and lived in, and The Witcher areas look lived in, but otherwise the world's kind of
I think.
not necessarily empty, but it's kind of barren. Let's put it that way. But so is Red Dead,
Mm,
to be fair.
yeah, I
But
see what
Red
you
Dead
mean.
Red Dead breaks up that barrenness, that those long horse rides of nothing with like strangers,
Okay,
a lot of random encounters and stuff like that. So
I'm
it's
gonna, I'm
you see what I'm
gonna,
saying?
I'm gonna talk. All right, because I've been watching Nakey Jakey. I love Nakey Jakey. Great guy.
I also love Nakey Jakey, and
Amazing YouTuber.
shout out to his fucking music too.
Yeah, dude, his
Uh,
music's great too. If you can, check it
Moby Dick
out.
is a banger. Moby Dick is a
I
banger.
love Moby Dick and Saint Like. Those are my two favorite songs.
Yeah,
Like,
Saint Lake's great.
anyways, back onto the subject. I absolutely agree with the point that Rockstar does an amazing job at making living worlds.
Yeah,
But the old formula that they used to have, like in one of his videos, he did point out that
yeah. I
in
watched his Red
Vice
Dead video.
City, in Vice City, there is the capability to where you could you have to chase this guy. You could take his car, you could take it to a shop, you can basically suit it up, give it like a bomb that you can remotely detonate as soon as he gets in there, and before you start the mission, do all that. Or before you start the mission where you chase him, take the car, go get it, fucking C4 or turn it into Trouble in Terrorist Town or whatever, go set it up, and then just leave it there. And then once you start that mission and he gets in his car, you can just blow it up. I love that kind of intuitive design. I love Metal Gear Solid 5 because Metal Gear Solid 5 is like you have the freedom of choice of how you want to play. And when he
But Metal
talked
Gear Solid 5 also has the issue of
a dead world.
the world is fucking boring. There is no reason that game needs to be open world, and there is no reason you should have to replay like 6 fucking missions, but harder
Yeah,
to progress through the story. There is no reason for that. Metal Gear Solid 5 is a great game, but it is fundamentally
the
flawed
reason the
in
we
so many
can
ways.
we can talk about that like some other time, or maybe a
Yeah.
little bit later, but otherwise, Metal Gear Solid 5 is, in my opinion, a great game when it comes
Oh
to the
yeah,
gameplay
absolutely.
aspect of
Oh
you
god,
have a
yeah.
choice of how you can approach. I can go in guns a blazing with my little fucking D Walker, like rolling in and just like shooting everyone. I
And
can like get an entire car, set it up with nothing but C4, set it out, drive it into a base,
gameplay wise,
blow it up, shit like that. It's amazing.
it is the perfect Metal Gear.
But the worst issue with Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption 2 is its limited and narrow point of like this is how you play the game. This is how you do it. I actually hate like a couple of the ways that they do some of these things. Like some of the things that they do inside Red Dead 2 could have been an amazing game and could have ended up making Red Dead 2 a definite like no-brainer. That is the best game of this year. I
Are we safe to talk about spoilers of that game? I feel like it's been out long enough that
I just in case I don't want to talk about it just right now. Um
because okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there are choices throughout the game, and especially at the ending of the game. There are choices, but so do you okay, this isn't really a spoiler. You know Arthur gets like TB.
yeah, he gets TV. Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty well known fact. Arthur gets TB. Um, I always wished that maybe because you get it from uh the
You
dude
get
that
it from
you
the dude you
fucking
kill
punch
or punch, yeah.
for Strauss because he coughs on you and shit. Um, I
You get
wish
like
that
the
you could
choice
just
to shoot him in the head instead or some shit.
no, I wish that you had the choice to not be physical, but
Just
but
shoot him
on
in the foot.
but on the same note as that, I understand why Rockstar does games the way they do them and why they're so linear whenever it comes to mission structure is because they're more focused on telling a
A story or a
closed-ended
narrative.
story, yeah,
Yeah.
than an open-ended story. So yeah, maybe approaching missions differently and stuff could help it out a lot. Especially Nakey Jakey used an example which I ran into before that video came out, and had the same issue he did, where it looks like it's very clear they want you to jump onto a roof of this one stealth mission, but whenever you go up there, you fail.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like there's a direct path to it, but in fact, you have to go all the way around the building, into the inside, and then to the office that you could have just got to through a window.
Yeah.
Like it's see it's shit like that that I definitely do see the issues,
Mm-hmm.
but I also can't say I mind them. I see why people have issues with them, and I won't say that Red Dead is perfect. If I had to score it, I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
Speaking
Even though
of,
I know it's not perfect.
since we're talking about games with choice, I feel one of my favorite games of all time, and this will remain one of my favorite games of all time.
Mass
Um,
Effect 3.
Absolutely, go fuck yourself. Um, so what I'm talking about is the oh my god, what is it called? The Dragon Age series. I am a big fan of Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age
I'm
Origins, in my opinion,
I'm
is
I'm a big fan of Dragon Age Origins.
Dragon Age Origins, in my opinion, is the best Dragon Age, and here's why. Dragon Age 2, while is actually a impressive and enjoyable game,
I disagree.
um, well, not impressive, but it is an enjoyable game.
I
Uh,
disagree.
really? Wow! Holy shit!
I
Um,
fucking hate that game. I tried to go back and play it not too not like super long ago, and I thought it was atrocious. Same with fucking the last one that came out. I tried to play through it, and the fact that there is no healing mage class is fucking disgusting.
wait. Oh yeah, Dragon Age 2. Yeah. Um, Dragon Age 2 does piss me off in that regard. But
I'm talking about Inquisition.
oh,
Inquisition is I think it's hot garbage. That's just me.
Inquisition.
Uh,
Inquisition gave me an okay time. Like I didn't hate it
my
completely,
my
but
ex really loves that game, and I guess I understand why. And I'm not like gonna say their name or anything like that.
yeah, no,
We're
we.
still no we're on like still like great terms. We're still like really great friends. We
Mm-hmm,
broke up for not like drama reasons.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but I they're a really big fan of the first Dragon Age and the last Dragon Age that comes out or that came out, and we had a pretty serious like kind of like argument about about Inquisition because she was playing through it at the time.
Cassandra's the best choice. No, it is actually Cole,
It's it's the soldier dude.
the soldier dude.
Yeah,
Wait, that
that's
was
who
the
I.
argument.
No, the real argument was that the game is good, and I was like, it's not. It plays like garbage, and
I thought the
there's no
combat was
healer.
kind of okay,
There's
but
no
like,
healer, and the horses are fucking awful.
mm-hmm,
There is no physics. It's just like controlling a faster person.
mm-hmm.
One thing I will say is graphically, that game still is pretty impressive.
It's still a relatively good game,
It's
I
a
think.
it's a looker. It's held up.
Um,
It's held up pretty well.
I think in my opinion, I don't hate it completely, but rather I hate it because it gives you the illusion of choice. Like, let's say for instance, I'm gonna give spoilers. This game's fucking old as shit. If you haven't played it, just play it. If you don't want to play it, you're not really missing out. In Dragon Age Origins, you can make a choice to go a place before another place. For instance, in Dragon Age Origins, there is a situation where you can either choose to go to the dwarves, you could choose to go to the elves, or you could choose to go to a human fucking place, or you can choose to go to the mage tower. If you go to the mage tower, you can basically skip an entire section that could result in the person dying, who is very important to the child of the king of the human people and whatever, blah blah blah. You could essentially prevent that person from dying, and you could also have the chance to later on go to what is it? I think it's like Haven or something. You can also go to Haven, and you can also help save the king. And you can do this all before you even talk to them. By the time you talk to them, it can be too late, and it's already impossible to save the queen. But you can obviously still save the king. It's just the queen will be unsavable. But you can do all of this before. You have that choice. And when you ally with certain people, or when you perform a certain action, it can affect your relationship with certain people and certain things, and allow you to have a better chance. Like, for instance, if you happen to be a blood mage and old lady who's a granny, and I hope isn't a romance option, because if she is,
Are you talking about the dragon bitch?
no, I'm not talking about the dragon bitch. I'm talking about Win, I think is her name, the mage lady.
Wasn't she a romance option?
I hope she wasn't, because then I know there's granny fuckers out there.
I
um
swear to God she was.
I hope, please, please, just don't do this to me. I don't. Just
You want some granny bacon?
you watch some granny. uh, Granny Applesmith. If she sees you're a blood mage, she'll leave you and kill you, or try to kill you. I don't know. If you end up corrupting the ashes of the Andraste, I think it's Ashes of Andraste. Yeah, Ashes of Andraste. Leliana will be like, sinner, and then try to attack and kill you because you violated the good of Andraste's ashes, which I actually cried because I wanted to get the Reaver class, but I also wanted to fuck Leliana, so I had two ways to go, and either way at the end I just said fucking Morgan. But either way though, there's a lot more choice in the entirety of Dragon Age Origins than there is in Dragon Age Inquisition. In Inquisition, it's like, oh yeah, you can choose to have the mages or the Templars. Oh, you want the Templars? Okay, that's cool. They come with a cool hat. Oh, you want the mages? We got pocket lint. Yeah.
We have pocket lint.
Like, there's literally no difference between choosing either or. It's just like, oh, this is a different path you could take, or a different, like, dungeon you can do. If you help the Grey Wardens, or, like, you just straight up go, like, fuck you, Grey Wardens, and kick them right out, it doesn't matter. The judgments, like, you get to judge people. You can take them as an agent, and there's really no, like, there's no repercussion. Like, for instance, you could save a guy who may actually betray you, but literally just hiring gives you a free agent, and there's no chance of him betraying you. Not once in any of my 3 playthroughs have I been betrayed by him, unless I was just super lucky. And then to add on to that, the dragons were boring, and the healing class was barely a healing class. It was honestly shit, kind of. And oh, to add on to that, there was no blood magic. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Like, the fuck?
What the fuck?
I want to be able to go like, huzzah! Period blood, go! As a female character.
Oh, no.
I can't
You
because
have
there's
literally the grossest mage powers. Like,
it's like bloodbending from Avatar. I want to be the Avatar. Anyways, yeah, but that's my rant about why I think Inquisition is shit and Origins is the best game in the world. That and you can choose like whatever weapon you want in Origins to use, and it doesn't fucking matter. You use it as long as you have those stat requirements. Hell yeah, doesn't treat you like a baby or anything.
Yeah, yeah. Dragon Age Origins is great, and I also really always enjoyed how, depending on your race, you started different.
Yeah, that's actually another thing.
Oh, I love
After
that.
2, them dumping that made me like really fucking sad.
Yeah, that was really
Like,
fucking stupid. That was really stupid of them.
like
What a bunch of fucking stupid asses.
they tried to give you like a little bit of that by like going like, you're part of the Trevelyan's. What's it like being a Trevelyan? Oh, my entire family hates me and everyone's gay. That's cool. Yeah, thank you.
Actually, you would answer more like, "Yes, queen."
Yes,
Oh,
queen.
oh, why?
Like, yeah, no. Dragon Age Origins best game. Inquisition's shit. But if I had to choose like my all-time favorite game that I could play for hours and hours without end, uh, Skyrim with mods.
Mine would be Fallout 3 with mods.
I mean, if we include mods, then Skyrim. But if no mods, then Witcher. I've done the Witcher like 5 times over.
Uh,
I
um, if
can't
we're
scratch that itch.
doing, if we're doing like a no mods, ooh, I actually prefer. Okay, hear me out. Uh, Vanilla Fallout 4 is pretty good.
I just got like the shit scared out of me because like my my, my Discord went off on my computer and it just fucking bloop. um yeah, no, yeah.
In fact, I've always preferred because I have it pretty heavily modded on other systems because PlayStation is stupid. But
Shh.
I
You
have
could
it.
hear
I
us.
do have it. I have it heavily modded.
I think
And I always go back and play my vanilla saves more than my modded. Same with Skyrim. The only mods with Skyrim I play with are like graphical and like pretty intensely
sex
graphical.
lab mods.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, no, and like maybe some weapon mods and crafting mods and
I think.
alternate beginning, so I don't have to sit through the fucking beginning of that
Oh
game
my
for the
god, dude! The
billionth time.
alternate beginning mod is like the best fucking mod in the entire
God,
game.
oh my
Um,
God, and the one where you start off at a homestead is the best because then you don't have to buy a fucking homestead.
I used to be like, oh yeah, let me just buy this fucking house like out here wherever. Like I used to do that because I thought like, oh, that would just like fucking that like I could just build this random house and be done with it. I hate it
Nah, dude.
now because it's like it doesn't fucking change anything.
There
It's just
there
like
is a really good mod that pretty much makes all the building material instantly unlocked and gives you an infinite amount of it. So
well, it's like a cheat mod, I think, right?
yeah, yeah, it's a cheat mod, which
I'm kind of like pushed away from that. Like I
I no,
actually
if it's tedious and grindy, I'm cheating my ass through it. Fucking,
I
I played Vanilla Hearts of
Heart of
Heart,
Stone, Hearthstone,
yeah, Heart Hearts of Fire.
Heart, fire, fire,
Fire.
fire.
Um, I've I've played through Vanilla Skyrim with no mods and done that DLC to 100% completion. And let me tell you, it was time fucking wasted and totally not worth it.
I
I absolutely cheated my ass through it the moment modding was a thing. The moment I learned about mods, I was like, fuck this.
I think you're gonna like this. I actually had Skyrim, and I mean genuinely, I leveled up. I got everything. I didn't spend a single dime in that game. I didn't spend any money.
Why?
Why? That's a good question. I don't know. I
Okay,
just
fine.
leveled up everything like manually and
I
like went
that
through.
is the that is the only game I have gone to a midnight release for, was Skyrim. And let me tell you, whenever it came out, I
Well,
wasn't a fan.
technically, Monster Hunter.
No, okay, I've been to, like, if you're talking digital, I've done plenty of those.
Oh, you mean
I
like
could
physical
literally,
copy?
yeah, like a physical copy of a game. The only midnight release I've ever gone to was the original release of Skyrim, and they had
Mm-hmm.
free pizza.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
That sounds like a gamer
it
night
was
to me. Shit.
So okay, uh, time to dox you. Uh, so down the street from our old high school,
Mm-hmm.
how you had the plaza that had like the GameStop and shit in it.
Which one? The one by HEB or the one by Walmart?
Yeah. The one by Walmart.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I gotta remember where my story was going. What were we talking about? You really need to remind me.
You were talking about how they were giving out fucking pizza.
Okay, so we went to the GameStop uh there at the in the Starbucks Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it was I remember it being a bit chilly,
Mm-hmm. It was a dark and
and
stormy night.
it was a dark and stormy night. Actually, I I lied. I went to the Mass Effect 3 midnight release too.
Oh my god.
And I still have my T-shirt from that because
That surely did not end in disappointment.
uh I got a T-shirt for it.
Got a
So
t-shirt.
yeah, I still have my Mass Effect 3 T-shirt that I got from my fucking midnight release shit.
Mm-hmm.
Also I gotta find it. I can send you pictures of it, but I do have it. It's in a box.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I not huge on the whole midnight release thing for like physical games. They kind of died because everybody just orders their games on Amazon now.
Well, like nowadays, it's like there's no reason to go to GameStop or go anywhere anymore when you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
just
because
order it online and
or
expect
download
it
it
at your doorstep
digitally
the next
and get it
day.
instantly.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's no
Like,
reason. Like, I remember back when I was a kid, me and my brother, my middle brother, we would go to, I think, like Blockbuster. I think it was like a Blockbuster. I think it was like before Blockbusters were like getting like
Blockbuster, Cockbuster.
slapped the fuck out of existence. They
Bro, do
would
you remember
do.
Hollywood Video
Jesus fucking Christ, do I?
and Game Crazy? They were always in like the same plazas.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Absolutely.
shit. I knew somebody that worked there, and she would anytime I went in there, she would give me her discount.
Really?
Yeah, for games.
Dude, that's fucking sweet.
Yeah, and that was the first time I ever played Dead Space. Was
Oh my
because of that.
god. We should do like a stream for Dead Space. Like
I
that should
fucking
definitely be
have
done.
all three of them.
Dead Space. Okay, we'll talk about Dead Space after the story. So like me and my middle brother, I won't refer to his name, because whatever reasons, part privacy. Um,
Make up a fake name.
make up a fake name.
Yeah.
Bleeblore. So me and Bleeblore.
we'll do that with stories to make them simpler. If we don't want to give out the person's name, we'll just give them a random name.
Me and Bleeblore were going to Blockbuster, and like every now and then we go to Blockbuster. We'd find a game that we could play together, and we'd play it together. And so like sometimes it would be like something as simple as like I think it was like
Shark
Spider-Man
Tales.
friend or foe or some shit. Shark Tales, yeah,
Wait.
probably.
Wait. Hold on. Okay, so Spider-Man friend or foe? Um, was it like a top-down view, kind of like Diablo?
Yeah, I think so.
Could you play as Deadpool?
Um, You're thinking of the Avengers game, or like,
What game is it? No, I swear to God, it's a Spider-Man game. Maybe it's
uh,
not. Maybe it is a fucking Avengers game. Dude, I don't remember, but it had a lot of cool ass superheroes, and that was the first time I had ever seen Deadpool.
I'm looking it up right now. Spider-Man, friend or foe? Spider-Man,
I
friend or foe was like this. Um. Oh, I thought it was a top-down. It might not be a top-down at all. It's like a two-person or two-player like beat 'em up, maybe. You could play as like Spider-Man, Prowler, Green Goblin, Wolverine, Sandman, Black Cat, all of them. Um, I think you're talking about Marvel Ultimate Alliance, maybe.
yeah, I think so. Didn't they like just re-release that for the Switch or some shit?
Um, it's on PlayStation 4, Xbox, PlayStation 2, Xbox One, PlayStation
Nah,
3.
man, because this game was on the 360.
It's on game. It's on the Game Boy.
Yeah, this one's.
It's on 360. It's been ported over to Xbox One and PS4.
Oh,
Um,
maybe it was this one. Hold on.
I know it had like a sequel, I think too.
Yeah, it had three. There's three of them. What the fuck? Maybe it was the second one.
Actually, I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance with I think it was
It was
my
the second
eldest
one.
brother.
It was the second one. Okay, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 slaps.
Yeah. I honestly like if they make a new like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I'll be
I
good.
would buy the fuck out of it. Dude, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, shout out, initial release date September 15th, 2009. Um, shout out, it's on literally fucking everything but the Switch.
Actually, it looks like Ultimate Alliance 3 is on Switch now.
Yeah, the Ultimate Alliance 2 isn't.
Mm,
On the PS4, though. It's not on the Xbox One. Oh, yeah, it is.
that's that's weird. Um,
It's on the DS, but it's not on the Switch? Suck my dick.
yeah,
It's even on
Marvel
the
Ultimate
Wii.
Alliance 1 was on fucking Game Boy.
Oh my god. I fucking
Imagine
hate
playing
this
that
Earth.
shit on your Game Boy.
I hate this Earth. I played Doom on the Game Boy. Don't fucking talk to
Are
me.
you for real? They have Doom
Yeah,
on the Game Boy?
yeah, it was actually okay. Um, I also had every Shrek game for the Game Boy.
On Game Boy, I had a Finding Nemo game. I had
I
Pokemon
have Shark
Emerald.
Tales on the Game Boy.
You have it?
Yes, I still currently own Shark Tales on the Game Boy.
Alright, look. So
Shrek
this is what you
1,
need to.
2, and 3.
You need to do
Okay?
this. You need to do this. Alright.
And
Get a
the
glass
Shrek games
case.
come in, they're in a bundle. I think they're bundled with the Shark Tale game. I think like one of them's with the Shark Tale game on the same
Get a
cartridge.
glass case. Get a glass case. Alright. Get special stands for each one and present them like fucking trophies. Because let me
Trophies,
tell
yeah.
you, Shrek 1, 2, and 3, those games, those belong on a high tier pedestal, alright? But
They're
Shark
fucking
Tales,
awful.
the video game, belongs on a pedestal even above those. Because I'll tell you what, this is an unpopular opinion. I think Shark Tales is better than Shrek.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, million times.
Um.
I'm not being for real.
uh, what about Chris Farley Shrek? Before Farley died, did you ever listen to his voice lines that they dug up?
I think I have once before. It was like
They
back when
were
Pan Pizza was doing like a top 10 lost forms of media, number one.
yeah. They were pretty good. Chris Farley was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they were pretty good. I kind of wish that he wouldn't have fucking died So we would have got to see that
God
version of
damn it,
Shrek.
Chris Farley, you weren't supposed to die!
Yeah, why couldn't Death just put him back?
Death was like, dude, you're not supposed to go yet. He's like, no, 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 no. No, they want me to release Shrek. Come on, please, let me die. And he's like, alright, I don't see it
Um,
going anywhere. And then, like,
Unpopular opinion, Shrek the Third is the best one.
is that the one where he, like, teleports in time or some shit?
No, that's forever. Shrek Forever After.
What was Shrek the Third's plotline? Was it when
I
she
don't.
was, like, pregnant?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think so.
I actually, like, out of all of them,
I don't remember.
Shrek the Third is the one I, like, remember the least. The only thing I remember from it is when, like, the baby turns to Shrek and goes, Dada!
Dude, that fucking scene is hilarious.
Like, all of that scene is great. But, like,
Scene.
the rest of the movie I can barely remember. Like,
There's something oddly horrifying about that.
a giant ogre baby just going, da da!
I feel like that's every man's fear of becoming a father.
Dude, I'd be fucking. Oof. I'd shit
Imagine
myself.
your head on your daughter's body.
Oh my god. Hi, Daddy. Oh god! Get away from me!
Yeah, man.
Why'd you kill your daughter, sir? She looked like me. And she called me Daddy.
The voices told me to. My house was haunted.
I live in Amityville.
Yeah, this completely turned from the Amityville podcast to talk about whatever the fuck we want podcast.
I mean,
Which,
we could do that. We could do that.
I was kind of thinking maybe later filling this void with like a Q&A thing if we pick up an audience.
Absolutely, actually. I did want to do some fan interaction if we ever have any fans, you know.
Yeah, I would.
interactions.
I would absolutely love to do a Q&A. Maybe we'll drop some Q&As on our Instagrams and our Twitters.
Absolutely. I don't have any followers on Twitter, but you know.
Maybe we should bring this thing to an end. I think we've been going for like 2 hours.
We've been going for probably about a little over an hour. I think we're about to be an hour and a half if I can unlock my fucking phone.
No, there's no way that we're just an hour and a half in.
We are.
There's no fucking way we're only an hour and a half in.
We are an hour and 32 minutes in right now. So we will.
What the
we
fuck?
we will cut the.
Did we talk about the topics for like 15 minutes?
I don't know. I
Okay,
do not
okay.
fucking know.
Okay, next podcast is is it going to be on Halloween or is it
Next
gonna
podcast is going to be on Halloween. We're going to be talking
Okay,
about
so
Silent
are we going to
Hill.
do like a mini episode in between?
If we want, yeah.
I kind of want to do a mini episode.
Yeah,
do a mini episode.
Yeah, of course. We can also do some streams too. Like we've been fucking having fun on Apex, so we may just do a little Apex stream.
Apex has been really good. Fucking Pog champs.
Pog champs over here. Three
yeah,
wins a day.
4. It's 4.
4.
But it was 3 wins in one day, and then 2. It's more than 4 because, at least for me, because I'm averaging about 2 to 3 wins a day myself.
Yeah, which is pretty good. I think
Yeah.
I think we've been having a lot of fun playing it.
I feel like that's better than like average players.
I don't think we're like above average, or
No,
I think
God,
we're just
no.
above average. We're not like top tier or high tier players, but we're having fun, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Apex is fantastic. Maybe we'll dabble in a Resident Evil 2 stream since it's October.
I do want to point out though, since we're talking about Resi 2, Monster Hunter has a little event going on for Resi 2.
Borderlands
also has an event for
has
that.
a event going on that we're gonna have to jump on our flat characters to probably play.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
if we play like on a stream every now and then, just do some leveling up, get there. I think we'll be fine. I think for the most part we're like a lot of the streaming stuff's gonna be easy. It's just gonna be us having fun. Um, it's already been confirmed that we're gonna do the entirety of what's it called? Death Stranding.
Death
Shit.
Stranding, yeah, yeah, it's Death Stranding. We're gonna
Death Stranding.
stream on our gaming channel, which I'm not gonna like say anything about the name of it or
We
anything like
are
that.
name
That
is in
is
debate right now, but
it's hard under wraps. We're throwing around some ideas right now.
throwing ideas. We're definitely going
Cock and balls.
cock and balls, boys. We're gonna be throwing a lot of stuff up. Hopefully, maybe get some streams going. If some streams go well, maybe we'll have more people and they can appear on podcasts as well.
Correct.
Um,
Oh, and I was throw it. I know I'm gonna throw this idea out here while we're on the stream, and maybe for the few people that did actually message us about watching the podcast and saying they like it, I was kind of thinking maybe doing like an Instagram live, since you can be live with another person,
uh huh.
of doing like an Instagram secret episode that's
Yeah.
actually live that people can tune into, since we have
Tune
followers on
in,
there.
see what's going on with us, and they can yell at us and call us various
It
racial
may, it may,
slurs that make my mom cry.
maybe we'll have topics lined up, and maybe it won't be like a real episode. It'll be like a secret episode. Maybe we'll have topics and some discussions about certain
I
things.
think,
Uh,
I think for the most part that might just be like a. We'll talk about a topic, and then we'll talk with some people while we're
yeah,
doing it.
yeah. Get some opinions, since the
Yeah.
chat's live and everything. That's
Um.
I like that idea.
For the most part, expect podcasts to at least be two to
Uh,
three,
yeah, 2 to 3 times
two to
a
three times
month.
a month. We're gonna keep reminding and pushing that idea in.
Yeah,
Um,
it's really not a
we
frequent thing. It's
we
not
do
gonna
not
be
have a
like
set
every.
schedule. We do
Yeah,
not have a
no.
set schedule. He has work.
That's Yeah, I have a life outside of the internet. Funny enough.
He has work. I have
Nothing.
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 Nothing. My family is dead. They died in a fire 13 years back.
Yeah, no.
I've been living in a cave for two
Connor Boy
millennia
here
now.
has his own stuff going on. So
Yeah.
I'm not three.
Um.
Here's the thing though, it's like at most three a month, but that's not counting maybe some secret episodes, maybe some streams. Maybe I'll do some streams on Twitch. Um,
Um. I think for the most part, the streams that we'll do, will be
okay.
kind of
Yeah, the
open
streams
to.
the streams that we do are gonna be like full on games for one. Like we're not those aren't gonna be like
Mhm.
one off things. Those are gonna
I think
whenever
depending on
we
the game,
choose
like if
yeah, if we play like Untitled Goose Game or something, then of course it's gonna be a fucking one off. But
it may be something that we come back and visit if like we don't beat it or whatever. But if it's like
yeah.
let's say it's like something like Smite or if it's like a multiplayer game, then we're gonna do it. If we don't feel like doing it for like a stream the next time, then we'll just say, yeah, no, let's not do it. We'll do something else.
Um
If
but as far as like games go, like main releases that are coming
like
out that we
Resi
plan
2, if we plan on playing Daymare at some time, if we plan on
uh
playing any
I don't
games.
know about Daymare, man. I have a lot of reservations about it. Something about it just really turns me off.
I feel like
I've heard it's really good.
I've
That's the
heard
thing.
it's
I've
really
heard it's
good.
great.
I've heard it's good, but like one of my
It looks like a
biggest
janky Euro game.
one of my biggest issues with it is probably the voice acting. I've heard the voice acting is kind of
Oh yeah, the
lackluster.
translation's really bad. The translation's
Yeah.
fucking awful.
Um, I think there's a lot of games I really want to play. I've pointed out before that some games I really am interested in are
So
really
hold
just
on, hold on. So if you were to have to pick the first three games that we do full playthroughs of, what would you pick?
hmm, uh, I think Resi 2,
Okay.
um, Death Stranding,
Yeah, Death Stranding for sure. I feel like if we started Resi 2 like relatively soon, we'd probably finish it by
By Halloween.
yeah.
Um, I think, jeez, man. Like actually trying to think for the
I
third
was thinking
game.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds would be fun, yeah.
If it's good, that's the thing.
If it's good, yeah. I think a game that would be fun to like just stream all the way through. I hate saying this, but I don't want to do Borderlands 3 because it's got boomer humor. But
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to do Borderlands 3 because I just couldn't stream Borderlands 3. It's not that kind of game. If let's say Destiny, if you wanted to like get back into
just dick
Destiny and you
around.
wanted, yeah, and you wanted to stream that, I could totally sit down and stream Destiny for like hours because I can play Destiny for. I'm gonna sound like such a casual. I can play Destiny for a really long time because it's a game that I can zone out to and just play and talk to like friends. I
Um,
don't have to be invested. I really don't.
I think for the third and last game, maybe to just sit down and play something like maybe
Older?
Apex. Or no, not Apex. Play what?
Like an older game? I have Jack and Dexter 3.
We could do Jack and Dexter 3. I think we also talked about Spec Ops: The Line and
I
like we said
would
earlier, Dead Space.
love.
Dead Space.
I would love to do the first Dead Space. I would love to do the first two Dead Spaces.
I I hate Dead Space 3 to be honest. So Dead
I
Space
okay.
2 and 1 are by all
I
means,
like
yeah.
the Dead Space 3. I like the whole whenever you're in the ship graveyard or whatever and you're flying around the different ships.
hmm
That shit was cool.
I think
Nobody can convince me that wasn't cool.
my
That was
favorite
really cool.
my favorite scene from like the Dead Space games has to be like straightforward. The scene with the like needle in the eye.
Oh fuck you. I hate that.
Dude, I I hate it.
I
That's
like the
why I
mom
love
I
it.
like the mom being all like, "Come here, baby," and then the fucking baby going wah, and then exploding and killing her.
Mom, your titty milk is insufficient.
To be fair, Isaac Clarke would be like the best babysitter. Go to bed. He's fucking
Go
snaps
to
your legs
bed.
off.
He's like stomping the baby. The baby's like, "Where?" He's like, "Why won't you go to bed?" He just whips out like a toy baby and just starts stomping on it, and all the other babies go silent. Um, since we're cutting off right here, and we've already said what we wanted to say,
I mean, you showed last time.
you want to shill this time?
Yeah, yeah,
Because just like hammer it in, you know. Um,
yeah. We're really gonna hammer this, and I'm literally gonna shill everything as soon as I get everything up. This is new, so sorry. Next time I'll probably have it memorized here pretty soon. Okay, so you can follow us at on Twitter at AmityvilleCast. That is at AmityVillecast. On Twitter. On
yeah.
Instagram, we go by the underscore or no,
It's
yeah,
official
yeah, I got
underscore Amityville.
official underscore Amityville underscore podcast. And then my personal Instagram is Mittensama, Mittensama. And then Connor, you can go ahead and show yours.
I don't even post anything on there. So, um, but yeah. By all
Oh,
means,
let me show my Twitch too.
yeah. Go ahead.
I also have a Twitch channel where I'm going to start regularly streaming. It's Mittensama with one A instead of two. And my last stream was Borderlands 3.
Dear, dear Lord. All right. That it.
Yeah, I think that's all.
That's it for the shill night. All right. Thank you all for joining the podcast. It means a lot. And we hope to keep doing this for a while. So, yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and see you all next year.